let's talk about the most powerful, most complex machine you will ever own, your brain. And today, we're diving into a little secret it keeps from you every single day. See, your brain is constantly deceiving you. But don't worry, it's not trying to be malicious, it's just trying to survive. So let me ask you something. Right now, wherever you are, just look around you. Take it all in. Are you absolutely positive that what you're seeing is a perfect, unfiltered picture of reality? Because I'm about to show you why the answer to that question is a definite no. Check this out. It's a classic illusion. Square A looks pretty dark, and square B looks much lighter, right? Well, believe it or not, they are the exact same shade of gray. I know, it seems impossible. What's happening here is that your brain isn't just seeing, it's interpreting. It sees that cylinder, it calculates the shadow, and it automatically adjusts what you perceive to tell a logical story. It proves that your perception is an active construction, not a passive photograph. So why on earth would our brains do this? Is it just flawed? Not at all. It's actually a feature, not a bug. Your brain is built for one thing above all else: efficiency. It's all about saving energy, and to do that, it's developed a pretty brilliant secret weapon: taking shortcuts. And this secret weapon has a name: heuristics. You can think of them as your brain's built-in rules of thumb. They're the mental shortcuts that let you make thousands of decisions a day without getting exhausted. You know, stuff like guessing if you can cross the street before a car comes, or getting a quick read on a social situation. They are absolutely essential. They let you operate without consciously analyzing every single tiny piece of data. They're brilliant for sure, but they also have some very predictable blind spots. You see, our brains basically have two different modes. There's the slow, deliberate system. That's the one you fire up for a really tough math problem. It's powerful, but man, it is an energy guzzler. And then there's the fast, automatic system, the brain's autopilot. It's what lets you recognize a friend's face in a crowd instantly, without any effort at all. Now, to save energy, which was a pretty big deal for our ancestors when calories were hard to come by, our brain defaults to this fast autopilot system for about 95% of what we do. And that right there, that's where all the interesting biases start to creep in. All right, let's dig into our first case study. We're going to see how this heavy reliance on the fast system plays out in the real world, and how it literally shapes our beliefs and everything we see around us. So one of the most common shortcuts our brain takes is something called confirmation bias. Here's the deal. Your brain doesn't really operate like a neutral scientist, searching for objective truth. Nope. It's much more like a lawyer who's building a case for a conclusion it's already reached. It actively goes out and looks for evidence that proves it's right, and it conveniently ignores, dismisses, or downplays anything that might suggest it's wrong. And you see this everywhere. It's why, if you have a certain political belief, you naturally gravitate toward news sources that tell you you're right. It feels good. It feels validating. Or think about horoscopes. You remember that one time it was spookily accurate, right? But you conveniently forget the dozens of times it was completely wrong. That's just our brain's autopilot at work, filtering reality to match what we already expect to see. Okay, so our perception of the world is a little warped. Let's move on to something even more personal: your memory. We all tend to think of our memories as these perfect little video recordings of the past. But what if I told you that your memory is way more of a creative writer than it is a court reporter? This quote just nails it. We do not have a hard drive in our heads storing perfect digital files of our experiences. It doesn't work like that. Every single time we remember something, we aren't just replaying it. We are literally rebuilding it from scratch. And every time we do that, the details can shift and change. So here's how it works. When something happens, you don't store every single detail. You just store the highlights, right? The key bits and the emotions you felt. Then, later on, when you want to recall that event, your brain pulls up those key pieces, and then it fills in the gaps. It uses logic, its current beliefs, and even things other people have suggested to you to complete the picture. This reconstruction process is exactly why two people can walk away from the exact same event with completely different memories of what happened. I love this analogy. A librarian is absolutely obsessed with accuracy and filing things perfectly. But a storyteller cares about a good narrative that makes sense. Your brain is a storyteller. It prioritizes a story that feels coherent and meaningful to you right now, even if that means bending the facts of the past just a little bit to make it all fit together. So, if our perception is skewed and our memories are unreliable, what are we supposed to do? Does this mean we should just despair? No, not at all. This is actually really empowering. It's a call for awareness. So let's talk about the big takeaway from all this. Here are the key things to hold on to. First, remember your brain is designed for efficiency, not 100% accuracy. That's a feature, not a bug. Second, your perception is always a filter, it's never a perfect window. Third, your memories are reconstructions, not recordings. And finally, and this one is maybe the most important, that powerful feeling of being absolutely certain about something, that can be a red flag. It's often a sign that your brain's fast, automatic system is running the show. Look, you can't fix your brain or stop it from taking these shortcuts. They're what allow you to function day to day. The real goal is just to be aware that they exist. It's about developing a little bit of intellectual humility, questioning your own assumptions, and being open to the idea that, hey, maybe you're wrong sometimes. That awareness, that's a genuine superpower. So I'm going to leave you with one final thought to chew on. Knowing just how easily our own minds can be led astray, not by some outside force, but by their very own wiring, what does that tell us about truth, about knowledge itself? What really can any of us truly be sure of?